Hi there and welcome back. So today we're talking about people and are they naturally evil and why does it matter? Now, of course, you could ask the question, are people naturally bad? But of course that can mean anything in terms of bad at this, bad at that, or just bad naturally. Maybe that's a form of incompetence. That's not what this question is. This question is, are people naturally evil in terms of having evil intentions, bad specific, conscious intentions, rather than just being bad at something, bad at tennis, bad at cricket, or bad at remembering. That doesn't necessarily have malintent, and it normally wouldn't have malintent implied in it, hopefully not. So, are people naturally evil and does it matter? Well, the short answer is no and yes to those two questions respectively. Now, this is an issue that's been considered for a very long time by ancient philosophers, including Confucius, the later Mencius, and other people coming out of that Confucian school. A branch of it was legalism, actually, that branched off Confucianism, and came up with a different response. Shunzi and Han Feizi, I think, were pretty certain, and legalism was that people were naturally malintentioned in many ways, and you needed to respond to that in terms of bureaucracy. Also, Taoism suggests that you should move away from the world, or at least try to live in harmony, and remove yourself from the world to some extent, which is fair enough. It's one view of the world. But Confucianism, the main branch, felt that over the centuries developed the notion that people weren't naturally evil straight off the bat. And that is important. Now you may ask, well, it's quite a philosophical question. Is it an issue of business, companies, finance, so on and so forth? Well, that's the yes part to the answer. So no, people aren't naturally evil, and yes, it is very important, because if they were, things would be very different. Contracts would have to be a lot longer. Disclaimers would have to be much, much longer than they are, because you could almost guarantee that people would have a malintentioned view of things, of commercial transactions, and it'd be very hard to live in a trust-based society. I suppose there'd be more certainty in terms of you'd be sure that people will have malintentions, but that's cold comfort, really. The reality is that it'd be hard to have a trust-based society if people were malintentioned ab initio, from the beginning. So, what does that then leave us? If people aren't naturally evil, what are they? They are naturally what? What are they? Well, of course, the answer is they're naturally human, they're naturally flawed, they make mistakes, they have a range of issues, biases, that Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky were aware of, now Richard Thaler, all of those guys have won the Nobel Prize for Economics, and we're aware of nudging and a range of other behavioral science issues when it comes to economics and finance. So there's a huge grey area. It's not black and white, simple black or simple white. It's a huge grey area, and that leaves a lot of room for understanding the world when it comes to human decision making and human motivations. So plenty more podcasts where these come from, because it's not simple. Anyway, do be in touch. Andrew at keops.au. Love to hear from you.